Zhang Yi, welcome to Blizzard City. You've come at the perfect time. Bai Li Changqing laughed heartily as he walked over and gave Zhang Yi a bear hug. Zhang Yi asked with some surprise, "Why have you come?" The captain of one of the 6 investigation squads had actually come in person to greet him, which made Zhang Yi feel a little strange. When did he become so well known? Bai Li Changqing let go of Zhang Yi and said with a smile, "Commander Zhu asked me to come and pick you up. To be honest, I was a little surprised that you agreed to join this operation." Zhang Yi understood. It must have been the fact that he had destroyed the mutant alliance in Days City that had attracted Zhu Zheng's attention. Zhang Yi just smiled calmly at Bai Li Changqing's words. "Do you think I would have the possibility to refuse?" Bai Li Changqing's smile grew even wider at the corner of his mouth. "That's a different matter. Commander Zhu said that you were very cooperative this time and immediately agreed to come." Zhang Yi took a deep breath. This is not a surprising thing, is it? Even I, when faced with an invasion by foreign enemies, cannot possibly save myself alone, can I? Zhang Yi is not stupid. Bai Li Changqing nodded in approval, then sighed, "You're right, this trouble is indeed more serious than we thought." When Zhang Yi mentioned this, he couldn't help but look serious. What the hell is going on? Is the Eclipse Moon group that strong? How could they have wiped out 10 mutant forces? Bai Li Changqing said with a serious voice, "It's much more serious than you think. Not to mention you, even Commander Zhu was shocked when he heard about what happened. There is something strange about the power of the Eclipse Moon. Do you know how long it took them to deal with those 10 mutant troops?" Zhang Yi gazed at him intently. "How long?" "1 hour. Bai Li Changqing said, word for word. "What?" Zhang Yi was shocked. 1 hour? No way, that's absolutely impossible. Even if Bian Zhengwu led all the members of the Black Robe Squad in full combat readiness, it would be impossible. There are too many uncertainties in war. Without knowing the enemy, you need to test them carefully and allocate your forces wisely. If this battle was between the Black Robe Squad and 10 teams of mutants, Zhang Yi reckoned it would take at least 10 days or half a month. This would be the case even if Bian Zhengwu used his power of annihilation. Because once your supernatural abilities are revealed, others will also take corresponding measures to deal with them. Even if you are going to lose, they wouldn't let you slaughter everyone within an hour, like slaughtering pigs, would they? Bai Li Changqing said, "Let's talk about it as we walk. Let's go to the bar and have a good chat." Zhang Yi raised an eyebrow and asked curiously, "Shouldn't I just go and see Commander Zhu?" There was definitely a task for him to complete by coming here. Zhu Jing asked Bai Li Changqing to pick him up, but Bai Li Changqing took him out for a drink instead. Something was up. Bai Li Changqing laughed, "Don't be in a hurry now. This time, Commander Zhu is truly furious. He has summoned many experts from the entire Jiangnan region over, it's not just you. And this mobilization will also require a meeting with the other top brass of the greater region to discuss this together. As for the specific details, well, I don't particularly know about it either." Bai Li Changqing spread out both hands, "You should understand that I am just a combatant." A flash of color flickered in Zhang Yi's eyes. "Just a combatant? I'm afraid things weren't that simple." To put it bluntly, Bai Li Changqing's strength was still quite a gap from the levels of Bian Zhengwu and Deng Shintong. Although he had barely been promoted to serve as the captain of the Black Robe Squad. However, the others might not necessarily recognize his status. Zhang Yi didn't say anything either and just nodded, "Let's go then." Bai Li Changqing and Zhang Yi walked in front while the others followed behind. After leaving the subway station, they got into Bai Li Changqing's car and arrived at the password bar in no time. Bai Li Changqing had his own private room here. It wasn't the first time Zhang Yi had come here, and after entering the room he was very comfortable sitting on the orange-red sofa in the center and crossed his legs. Liang Yu sat down, curiously glancing at the surrounding scene, and also sat down not far from Zhang Yi. Bai Li Changqing called for a waiter and ordered 2 bottles of whiskey for himself. Wu Di and Meng Xiu also ordered their drinks. "Zhang Yi, and Ms. Liang Yu, what would you like to drink?" Zhang Yi reached out and stroked Flower's silky fur. "I'll have 2 glasses of milk." By Li Changqing. "Oh." Wu Di couldn't help but spit out, "You came to the bar to drink milk?" Zhang Yi raised his head to look at him. "Commander Zhu may summon me at any time. Do you want me to go over to meet him smelling of alcohol?" By Li Changqing laughed. "That's true. However, you may not understand that Commander Zhu often has a small drink as well. After all, the weather is too cold. Well, liquor has also become an important drink for people." Liang Yu, on the other hand, said indifferently, "I want a cup of oolong tea." By Li Changqing asked the waiter to serve the liquor. Only after the waiter closed the door to the room did Bai Li Changqing collect the smile on his face and sat up straight to talk to him about Linhai City. The situation over in Linhai City is very complicated. If it wasn't, Commander Zhu and the other higher-ups wouldn't have been so cautious in deploying their troops. Regarding the Eclipse Moon Group, we have actually collected some of their information through our own intelligence channels. They are very strong, and everyone is a Delta-level mutant. When they were in Neon, they roamed around the Kanto area, and even the highest local organization in Kanto, Izumo, didn't have much of a chance against them. But even so, it was categorically impossible for them to wipe out 10 mutant units so easily without any preparation. Zhang Yi furrowed his brows and his back went a little cold. "Are you saying that there is a spy amongst Blizzard City? Revealing all of our movements to them?" Bai Li Changqing also frowned and said slowly, "This possibility is not unheard of, but it is not significant. After the end of the world, in order to prevent someone from attacking Blizzard City through information channels, the headquarters has taken top-notch measures for cybersecurity and prevent information leaking. The Combat Center is again one of the most important departments in Blizzard City, and its security level is level S. No one can leak out information from there without a sound." Zhang Yi took a deep breath and said in a grave tone, "But if they didn't have the information about the 10 mutant forces completely in hand, they definitely couldn't have managed to wipe them out so easily. This is also what confuses us." Bai Li Changqing hugged his arms and said in a deep voice, "Don't forget, this is a great mutation era filled with mutated creatures. What sort of capable mutants the other party has, none of us are sure. Perhaps, this is an ability possessed by one of the mutants in the opposing team." Zhang Yi's breathing became a bit ragged. "You mean, the supernatural ability to foretell the future? If they really had this kind of ability, then how are they going to fight this battle? No matter what you did, they would be able to predict the trajectory of all your actions. It was like playing rock paper scissors but having you go first." Bai Li Changqing touched his head. "Right now it's just a guess, we don't have conclusive evidence to prove it yet. But I don't think it's that exaggerated. If they really have that kind of ability, they can completely take down all the mutant organizations in the entire Neon. Why did they have to come across the sea?" Zhang Yi snorted as he hugged his arms. "To put it mildly, it's still just a case of insufficient intelligence gathering." Bai Li Changqing, however, said, "You can't really say that. We've already paid a heavy enough price in order to obtain this information." The smile on the corner of Zhang Yi's mouth slowly disappeared and then transformed into scorn. "By those costs, you are referring to the first batch of 10 mutant organizations that applied to travel to Linhai City, right?" Bai Li Changqing seemed to have remembered at this moment that Zhang Yi was also the leader of an outer city force. Perhaps it was because Zhang Yi's strength was so strong that it always made Bai Li Changqing look at him separately from the other outer city mutants. This is also something that can't be helped. Bai Li Changqing smiled bitterly. Zhang Yi shrugged. "It doesn't matter, it doesn't have much to do with me anyway. Speaking of which, I should thank you for reminding me in the first place." Zhang Yi didn't have much of a problem with what Zhu Zheng and the other Blizzard City executives were doing. This was war, and if the person playing chess wanted to seize the commander, it would be impossible to keep every single piece. There would always be pieces to sacrifice. As long as the one sacrificed was not him, Zhang Yi, it did not matter. Zhang Yi's heart was a little more wary. Although he came here with the intention of expelling foreign enemies, he would never agree to let himself become cannon fodder. Suddenly, another thought surfaced in the middle of Zhang Yi's mind. "Bailey, Do you think there will be an epsilon level existence within their ranks?